Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Papo has officially just unveiled their figures. Everything Dinosaur made the announcement a few hours ago, and I will say straight away that there are probably going to be some let-down Papo fans, that's for sure. But let's get into which ones they'll be releasing for the 2020 year. So the very first one that we're going to look at here is the Chilisaurus, and I will say that I think the sculpt and the paint job on this is really nicely done. I think they definitely did a great job overall on this figure, and it's probably one of my favorite figures, if not my favorite actually, for the 2020 year, because once again we don't have too many new sculpts. We get 3 new sculpts and 2 repaints, which I'm not sure when Papo started to love doing these repaints so often, but I really wish they'd work on having more sculpts, more new sculpts instead of repaints. But this Chilisaurus is a new one, a totally new species added to the line, and I think it looks really good here with the initial prototype images. Then we have one of the repaints, and that would be the Prehistoric, and I actually really love the paint application that they've applied to this. It is so much better than the previous release, and it's kind of a continuing trend with Papo where they'll release a newer version of an older model with a new paint scheme, and I end up liking the new paint scheme a lot more than the older paint scheme. But I really do think that this looks fantastic on the Parasaurolophus, and I'll be really intrigued to see what the actual factory product looks like, to see if it matches this, as well as I'm hoping it does, because this is a beautiful looking Parasaurolophus, and I really do love this newer version of this figure. Then we have the feathered Velociraptor being re-released with this new paint scheme, and I actually like this paint scheme quite a lot better than the older paint scheme. I feel like the older paint scheme was a little weird looking, a little too colorful maybe. This one looks a lot more natural, a lot more realistic when it comes to a Velociraptor, a feathered Velociraptor, something I could definitely see on a real living breathing feathered Velociraptor. I think the entire paint job is just really well done. All the spots and everything make it look so natural, but at the same time so flashy. Definitely a very nice paint scheme on the part of Papo. And again, updating an older figure and making it look a lot better. This does seem to be like the thing to do when it comes to Papo lately, and I think they are totally nailing it on each and every one of these re-releases. As far as these repaints go, a lot of people, like I said, don't really care for repaints, and I personally would love more new sculpts, but I'm also a sucker for repaints, so I am actually quite excited about these two. And then we have the Stiggy Moloch, which is kind of what we were all expecting this one to be, and I really think that it looks good from the sculpt and paint job aspect. It's kind of hard to see exactly what the paint job looks like, considering we have a straightforward shot of the Stiggy Moloch, so you can't really see too much, but we can see that it is a greenish color, and it does overall look to be really quite appealing. Definitely a striking look as far as that green coloration on the Stiggy Moloch, and I really do love the sculpt. I think it's a fantastic looking Stiggy Moloch, so this is one that I will be looking forward to for sure. And now we come to the point of the video where we kind of have a little bit of an issue, and that is because we are finally going to get our Giganotosaurus from Papo, but I have no idea what happened here with this Giganotosaurus. I think that the sculpt, as far as the detailing and everything and the skull shape and all that, it does look really good. I think Papo always does a great job on the fine details of their figure, and the coloration is just top notch. It really looks beautiful, and I cannot wait to see the figure in person to see how nice this paint job translates from the prototype to the factory figure. But I think the pose that it is in is absolutely ridiculous. I am not a fan of it at all. I don't know why they decided to go with a tripod pose. Dinosaurs did not walk like this. I kind of feel like maybe it's in mid-battle with something and it's just rearing up a little bit to maybe jump back out of the way or come down with a powerful bite. I don't really know, but me personally, I don't like it at all. I also don't like the way the hands are positioned. I think that looks a little weird. Some people might like it, but I just feel like it's so weird. It's so awkward looking, and it could have been so much better had they put it in a more natural pose. In my opinion, a pretty big letdown when it comes to the Giganotosaurus, something that we've all waited for years and years, and then they deliver an awkward looking pose, which they've been doing quite a lot lately. They did also make a pose like this with their Cryolophosaurus a few years back, but I didn't really mind it on that figure. I thought it looked okay, but this one for some reason just isn't doing it for me. I am still excited about the figure just because I like anything that's new from Papo, but I'm not excited about the pose at all. Shockingly, while I was editing this video, Everything Dinosaur actually released yet another image of another upcoming prehistoric figure from Papo for the year of 2020, and that is a Megalosaurus. And I actually pretty impressed, honestly. It's really nice looking. It's a figure I was not expecting at all. It's very cool to see Papo actually going out of their way to make another prehistoric mammal, because we almost never get those anymore from Papo. It's almost always strictly dinosaurs or pterosaurs. So it's really nice to see another prehistoric mammal actually being produced by Papo, and I think that the sculpt and paint job and everything looks to be really well done, and actually is definitely going to be one of the best prehistoric 2020 figures from Papo. Shockingly, Everything Dinosaur actually waited to announce this one. I almost missed it, but here it is now, last minute added into this video, and I think it looks really cool. So that's all the new 2020 Papo releases for now, unless they decide to announce some sort of a limited edition again like they did with the Spinosaurus, or if they decide to announce a few more figures later on. I'm not entirely sure, but as of right now, this is all we know of that we will be getting from Papo. Some are really good, some not so much. I am intrigued to hear what you guys think in the comments though, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of any future videos, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.